The first part of the book, and the biggest thing that I think is really important, is for people to find their unconscious story that they tell themselves and that they tell other people. A lot of us tell everybody, "Oh, I'm broke. Oh, I can't afford that," and that's not really true. You know, even some of the people out here that would say they're really poor, if you want to compare them to people living in Haiti or give them some perspective, we're not really that bad off. You know, even the poorest of the poor have, 4 flat screen TVs and and 3 iPods. So it's perspective. So the first thing is to identify those stories that as a child we grew up believing, whether it's for women that, Prince Charming has to come save me, whether it's a man who says I'm supposed to do everything in the family, and then we put these false expectations on ourselves as we grow up. So once we can identify those stories, and then we can consciously seek to change them once they're brought to consciousness. And so that's the first part. The second part is starting to identify the fears and recognizing when you go online and look at your bank account, if you see it's below a certain amount and you feel that
knot in your stomach
and you're panicked, or whether it's...
That's why I don't look at my balance anymore.
Or whether it's, when the mortgage payment comes, you start to panic.
Right.
Like just starting to recognize, when you're out with friends and the bill comes, do you feel like, oh, I got to pay for the whole thing, or they're going to think I'm not very good at what I do, or should I ask to split it, or and working through all those judgments that we create in our heads.
Yes.
And once you can start to pull that stuff together, then what I like to work on is what I call honest budgeting, and actually put down what you spend your money on, really. All the trips to Starbucks, the candy bars that you sneak,
right?
Whether you like to go gamble. A lot of people just don't want to include those things, and they're hidden costs that are part of the budget.
Sure.
And so those are really the things that I think when you start to look at all those and get conscious, you can actually start making conscious choice. And my whole belief is that it doesn't matter if you have millions of dollars or just thousands of dollars. It's about having a healthy relationship with your money, and it's about making conscious choice. I'm not saying don't go out and spend money on a Gucci purse if that's your impulse.
Right.
Just do it consciously and understand that maybe you won't have money for your child's education. And it's not a judgment. It's just that's a decision that you choose to make. It's your value judgment.
Awesome.